Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Penn and welcome back to my channel. And this is continuing the Formula Z12 Ultra review series on my channel. All right, so previous videos have been hardware comparisons and even um, different software settings that you may see, especially when you compare the Z Mini versus the Z12 Ultra. And up to this point, just giving you at least my perspective in terms of what you can think about in terms of making an educated purchasing decision. Well, in this video, the comparisons are continued, and this time, much more player software focus. So, my TV Online is on the upper left hand corner. IM Player is on the upper right hand corner. That's the Android version. Full transparency, I am using a NVIDIA Shield Pro 2019 and hint AI upscaling. And then down below is IM Player on Apple TV 4K 3rd gen. I called it iOS. All right, now I want you to pay attention to the videos here. My TV Online 3 is in the Formula Z12 Ultra. Now, this is going to be the most up-to-date version of my TV Online 3. It's like they're milking a cow. Quite honestly, it doesn't look any much different from an interface standpoint. But you know what? It has that simplistic and that nice UI, and they're continuing that. All right. So let's get into that actually. So let's get into the footage. All right. Let's just get into the footage. So you see I'm scrolling here, things of that nature, right? And you have your game day, you got your recording, your content management, all that. That's all jazzy. This is what I expect. You keep these things going in the software, right? And I'm pausing in between to make sure I don't play anything. You can schedule content to be recorded, notifications, settings. They have a radio function. In the settings, right? There's no option for multi-viewer, and I'm actually going to show like a channel example as well in terms of the options in the menu. So check this out. I'm gonna pause here. Look at that. I'm going through the options, right? I'm gonna pause it. Listen, I'm not telling the devs to get rid of picture in picture, but seriously, this is getting old. This is getting old by now. The Z11 Pro Max, okay. The Formula Z Mini, okay. Now we're on the Z12 Ultra. You're going to have to make something more compelling for the consumers. That's especially on other devices outside of the Formula ecosystem. You're going to need to include multi-viewer functionality so that it can actually compete with the other application competitors, such as TV Mate, and in this example, IM Player. And how you let Apple show you up of all like the developer for Apple, they even showed you guys up. Like that's kind of crazy when you think about it. So that's insane. All right. So I'm going to go to IM Player on Android. Like I said, the Android version is going to be the most similar or identical to My TV Online 3 that you can find on Formula devices. So I'm going to play that. And this is kind of why I'm leaning more towards going back to my Shield and getting back into that IM Player workflow because it's just better in my personal opinion. As of today, this video, as you can see, they look identical. Of course, it can't be a straight copycat, but look at the interface, look at the menu, look at the playlist, look at how it presents. It's presenting itself equally or as better than My TV Online 3, but it does it better and it's more efficient, okay? because not only in this version, I have my AI upscaling, but look, it's slowly going through. Let me just go through the settings real quick. Let me do this. There we go. You see? Multi-view. Let me pause it right there. I'm trying to give the devs a heads up over there at Formula. Hot fixes and firmware updates. You guys are amazing at that. And I want you to continue to do that. But look at the multi-view here. So on the Android version, you get a few options, but ultimately you get up to 4 screens, right? And that's enough for me per se, because I'm more of a boxing and UFC guy, things like that. But the option is available and is there, so that's critical. It's not present on my TV Online 3, despite it being now 3 different hardware versions of this product, because my TV Online 3 is locked behind, it's a paywall essentially. You invest in the ecosystem, you get access to the application, but they're not doing anything, in my personal opinion, enough to really make the product go forward and really have it stand out, or at least compete against the other competitors. And to me, that's a goddamn shame. My apologies, but it is what it is. This is IM Player on Android. Now, this is enough for me. Let's turn it up a notch, right? Okay. And I'm going to show you IM Player on iOS. And this definitely blows it out the water. Just terms of like getting to your content and the availability of sources, channels to you. That's critical. Okay. So this is what it looks like, the live TV EPG. And I'm just going to skip. I'll skip all that. Look at multi-view settings. It says the max screens possible when you're on an Apple device is 9 screens. Like, come on, Formula. Once someone sends them this video, or once they get a hold of it, they're going to realize that now the people have options, the people have choices, and they're not going to be buying into products that are not up to par with the other competition. This is giving you 9 screens. So for some of you basketball fans, UFC, boxing, hockey, baseball, you're going to go nuts with this. I haven't even tested out 9 streams on my connection. I can do it because I'll be hardwired and I have a gigabit LAN, but that's not the point. I was just expecting 4 on the iOS version. They gave us 9. Meanwhile, on the MYTVONLINE 3, the premium app, and I coined it the best DIY IPTV media player, and that was with the Formula Z11 Pro Max. I felt that from what I seen, and it was my first device with it. Yeah, this is legit. But come on, with picture-in-picture only, and with a beautiful interface that my TV Online 3 gives you, I don't think I can coin it the best DIY IPTV player, because at this point, let's be real, it's outdated. Is the Formula Z12 Ultra worth your money now? See, now you're going to go into this with a much different perspective. Now you're going to be looking into other competitors. Now you see an example of other competition. The competition, quite frankly, at this point, is blowing it out the water. And a beautiful interface and stability with consistent hot fixes and firmware and beta upgrades, that's very lovely. I expect that of a company. How they're making their money is off of their hardware sales. because you are not paying a monthly for MyTV Online 3. Granted, you don't have to pay a monthly for IM Player either. It's just a lifetime purchase. You select your devices, boom, you're good to go. On the Formula side, you have to invest into their hardware, and you can only access MyTV Online 3 through Formula. But with IM Player being damn near identical, what do you think? Are some of you going to stick with your more affordable Android devices, or even if you have Apple? You can just download if you want the identical experience for MyTV Online 3, the Android version of IM Player is what you would want to go to. But if you more flexibility in terms of the multi-view, iOS version is where it's at. And it's hot. Picture in picture is dead. Get your act together. Start working on your software. Stop being lazy, or lower your prices. Instead of being 200 something, lower it to 150 or even 120 something. Make it cheaper, because this ain't it. This is Penn, and more videos to come. Goodbye.